Right.
What's
Beyonce
going
is
on?
losing hundreds of thousands, millions of followers every day. And she still hasn't said anything. Just pretending like life is great in Paris.
Is it her place to say something?
I mean, probably not, considering she's gonna be indicted for anything she would say. These are criminals. Diddy is a dealer, and so is Jay-Z. The proof is that.
Stories that we have to tell during a time in music where there were gatekeepers, there were people that owned labels like Puff running things, and the way that the divisions and the divisiveness occurred, and the things that we experienced between each other and us against the system are insane.
Jay-Z's name is right back in the mix. And guess who's stirring it up again? Aubrey O'Day. Yep, she's not just dragging Diddy this time. She's now throwing Beyoncé into the fire too, accusing her of being caught up in those wild secret parties with Diddy and Jay-Z.
Everything you could imagine why somebody would want to fire somebody. I wasn't willing to do what was expected of me. Not talent-wise, but in other areas. So it's difficult when you're that young to understand your worth as a woman through the men that I was around, and that was very traumatic.
Let's not forget, Aubrey's been in Diddy's circle since way back during making the band. And word on the street is, he even tried something slick with her too.
What do you want to look like though?
I'll tell
what
you.
do you want to look like though?
I'll tell you. I'm not focused on me. I'm focused on what this group should look like and how I should fit in this situation.
You like big hair though.
I don't
you
like
do
big hair.
like big hair. You like big hair.
Puff,
You like a lot. You like a lot of makeup and all that.
Actually, I don't. I don't like big hair. I don't like certain makeup. I'm very flexible with what you want to do, and I've worked with everything that you've thrown.
So if anyone's got receipts on who's been protecting Diddy behind the scenes, it's her. At one point, people thought Aubrey was about to take the stand and spill it all in court. She later said she wasn't testifying, but that doesn't mean she's keeping quiet. She's still online dropping bombs. And now, Beyoncé's the latest target. Folks have already been buzzing about Beyoncé allegedly messing around with Diddy and helping cover up his dirt alongside Jay. But nobody expected Aubrey O'Day of all people to step into this storm and start naming names like that. This Diddy case just keeps unraveling, and every week, it gets messier. Aubrey has had smoke for Diddy for years, ever since her girl group Danity Kane was signed under his sketchy label, Bad Boy Entertainment. That group had 5 members: Andrea, D. Woods, Shannon, Dawn, and of course, Aubrey O'Day. And rumor has it, Diddy wasn't just managing them, he was allegedly trying to get at them too. Stay tuned, because this drama ain't slowing down. Behind the scenes, things were way darker than fans ever knew.
So, cut it out.
At first, the girls were hyped to sign with someone as big as Diddy. They thought he was about to turn them into superstars. But that dream faded quick. It didn't take long for reality to hit, and it was ugly. Instead of building their careers, he broke them down. And even though he was treating all the girls badly, humiliating them in front of the world on national TV, Aubrey was the only one who ever dared to clap back.
2. Release him for any claims or wrongdoings or actions prior to the date of the release. I have to sign an NDA that I will never disparage Puff, Bad Boy, Janice Combs, or Justin Combs' music or EMI or Sony ever in public.
While the others stayed quiet, she was the one who stood up to him and called him out, even when it got messy. According to Aubrey, Diddy was out here playing mind games, turning the girls against each other just to keep control. She said he'd stir up drama on purpose so they'd see each other as rivals instead of sisters. Divide and conquer. That was his whole strategy. But it gets worse. Aubrey also said Diddy would body shame the girls constantly. Every time one of them gained a little weight or switched up her look, he'd have something nasty to say. He treated them like they were his personal dolls, controlling what they wore, how they looked, and even how they moved. And when they didn't do what he wanted behind closed doors, he didn't hold back. Aubrey claims he lashed out with brutal words and manipulation, trying to pressuring the girls into uncomfortable situations. The way he allegedly tried to dominate every piece of their lives is beyond disturbing. Diddy's ex-bodyguard, Gene Deal, dropped a sickening claim. He said he overheard Diddy talking about how he planned to make deals behind their backs like they were nothing. That's how twisted the behind-the-scenes chatter allegedly got. But hold up, because it only gets more disturbing from here. Word is, once Cassie's lawsuit started heating up, Diddy went into full panic mode. He allegedly tried to cover his tracks by sending out NDAs to his former artists. Yes, including the girls from Danity Kane, hoping they'd sign in exchange for the publishing rights to their own music. Music that he'd held onto for years, making millions off of while they saw scraps. But Aubrey? She wasn't falling for it. She saw straight through the game and convinced the others to hold off. She knew those publishing rights weren't even worth much anymore. Barely anyone was streaming those tracks, so ignoring NDAs in exchange for scraps for some dusty royalties would have been a trap. Aubrey figured something major was about to blow up, and she was right. Why else would Diddy suddenly be handing out NDAs like candy? That kind of desperation? It was a red flag. Thanks to her, the girls didn't sign, and Gene Deal later confirmed it. The Danity Kane crew were the only ones who refused to put their name on that NDA. Everybody else gave in, but Aubrey had already peeped that something shady was going down, and she made sure they didn't get played. Now that's what you call staying 10 steps ahead. Remember when Diddy dropped that awkward apology video after the hotel footage leaked? The one showing him physically going after Cassie? Yeah, the internet went wild, but Aubrey O'Day was one of the first to drag him for it. And she did not hold back. She pulled up receipts, reposting a statement Diddy made just months earlier, where he basically painted Cassie as a liar. Aubrey said loud and clear, Diddy didn't apologize to Cassie. He apologized to the public for getting caught. She blasted him for acting like he suddenly found remorse. Her words? He said he was disgusted with himself now, but he was also disgusted then. And that didn't stop him from putting out a statement calling her a liar and denying everything. Then she hit him with the line that shook the room. Leave God and mercy out of this. They aren't present here and you know it. Whew. But Aubrey's not done yet, because now word is she's coming for Beyoncé. Yes, Beyoncé. And she's not holding anything back. For years, people have whispered about Beyoncé's alleged connection to Diddy's wild lifestyle. But nobody expected Aubrey to be the one to speak on it too. Let's rewind to Making the Band, where Diddy discovered Aubrey and the rest of Danity Kane. But they weren't the only group going through it. Another group on the show, called Da Band, had their own nightmare. And get this, their mistreatment wasn't just linked to Diddy. Beyoncé's name started surfacing too. One of the members, Freddie P, came out and revealed how things were behind the scenes, like that infamous moment when Diddy made them walk all the way to downtown just to bring back a slice of cheesecake from the Cheesecake Factory. And that's just one story. This mess goes way deeper than folks thought, and Aubrey is not done spilling. Turns out, that infamous cheesecake stunt wasn't even for Diddy. It was for Beyoncé, and according to Freddie P, she's the one who told Diddy to make the boys walk instead of using a car. Yeah, she allegedly wanted the dessert, and Diddy turned it into a 4-hour humiliation walk across New York for some cheesecake. Nobody knows exactly where they started that day, but the trip on foot to downtown was brutal and totally unnecessary. And this wasn't just a little errand either. It became one of the earliest signs that something was off with how Diddy operated. But back then, people just laughed it off, calling it artist development, like the industry was some kind of boot camp. In a recent interview, Freddie P finally told the full truth. That cheesecake? It wasn't even Diddy's craving. It was Beyoncé's request. She wanted it, and instead of having her own people grab it, she let Diddy make those young guys do the work and suffer just for her snack.
One fact a lot of people don't know, that cheesecake we went and got was for Beyoncé. She was upstairs the whole time. What we was talking about again? Hold on. Yeah, that's a fun fact people don't know. People like, y'all walked and got a cheesecake. It was for Beyoncé. I'm the type of nigga. I listen to everything you say as if it's a contract. So if you say, walk to the store, or walk to get me some cheesecake, I'll walk to get you some cheesecake, but I'm not walking back. And that's just what me and Darlon did. And they like, why y'all, you know, they hot. Like, y'all cheating. And we like, he told us to walk. He ain't tell us to walk back.
And the whole thing aired on TV like it was a joke. And when Freddie pushed back on the ridiculous task, Diddy allegedly told him, I ain't tell you to walk back. Like, seriously? That reveal had people shocked. Folks thought Diddy was going overboard just to break them down. But now it's being said he was doing it to please Beyoncé. And just when that tea cooled, another bomb dropped. A video of DaBaby resurfaced, where he talked about the first time he met Beyoncé and Jay-Z. According to him, it was at a private event at Diddy's house. And guess what? Diddy cleared the entire room, kicked everyone out, except for 4 people: Beyoncé, Jay, DaBaby, and himself. What even went down in that room? So here's where things really take a wild turn. DaBaby claims Beyoncé was acting real friendly during their first private encounter. According to him, she even introduced herself like he wouldn't know who she was. Like, "Girl, you're Beyoncé. Nobody needs an intro." But here's where the tea boils over. Jaguar Wright stepped in, calling the whole meetup a private gathering with questionable vibes. She claims Beyoncé was trying to charm DaBaby, allegedly because things between her and Jay weren't as steamy anymore. That's the word being floated around, and fans are eating it up. But wait, Aubrey O'Day is now throwing in her own bombshell. She's allegedly claiming that Beyoncé and Diddy were doing things behind Jay-Z's back. Yep, according to her, Jay was the one who first introduced Beyoncé to Diddy. But then, things reportedly went way off script, and from that moment, things started getting shady. Now, to be clear, none of this has been legally confirmed, but the whispers are getting louder and the mess is stacking up fast. Some people online are already saying the unthinkable, like this one comment that said, "I don't see how Jay-Z and Beyoncé can avoid getting dragged into this Diddy trial. If they were involved in any way, the charges might come knocking." And others are pointing fingers at the long list of powerful people who've been close to Diddy over the years, saying it's no longer just about him, but also about those who stood by, saw too much, or might have joined in. From celebs to execs, the streets are talking, and they want justice for anyone who was hurt in this whole twisted scene. One person online said something that really hit hard. Beyoncé's out here doing these concerts not for the money, but to protect her image, to show the world she's just a mom, a performer, a woman with a family. Meanwhile, the man she married, he keeps showing up like everything's fine. Now she's forced to do it all alone. And then they added, "I bet her story ain't that different from Cassie's." Ooh. Now I gotta hear from you. Do you believe Aubrey's claims about what she saw between Beyoncé and Diddy? Could it really be true that there was something going down behind the scenes that the public never knew about? Or is this just another storm in the middle of a bigger mess that's yet to fully explode? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I need to know where y'all stand. And don't forget, like, subscribe, and share this video if you're keeping up with the madness. Click right here to watch the next chaotic chapter, because this story, it's not even close to over. See you on the next one.